Hey everyone, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and enjoy us whatever else you may be celebrating. The Steam Winter Sale is here, so here are 10 great games for under $1 each for some digital stocking stuffers or just using up any leftover cents on your Steam gift cards. 10. Pongo. Pongo is a colourful first-person platformer where you explore a world of floating islands on your pogo stick. And the first thing I'll say is it is not as easy as it looks. As well as the platforming, you must contend with a variety of enemies and even the occasional boss fight, but thankfully your pogo stick also doubles as a gun you can defend yourself with. There are also power-ups you can find that let you jump higher or shoot faster, that sort of thing. You can charge up your bounce to jump higher, but if you don't release in time, you will start losing charge, so mastering when to start charging is an important part of the game. You can also enter a bounce mode that keeps you hopping along and lets you chain together platforms a lot easier. Controls definitely take a bit of getting used to, and despite its colourful cutesy appearance, the game is surprisingly challenging. 9. Orcs. Orcs is a colourful retro action-adventure game in the style of something like Ghosts and Goblins, albeit a bit shallower in gameplay and without the murderous difficulty. You play a brave knight fighting an orc invasion and must navigate 24 levels running, jumping and slashing. Your main attack is your sword, though you can pick up a variety of ranged weapons from the fallen orcs. Ranged weapons are one use only though. The game definitely lacks a little polish. The music and sound effects are good but repetitive, and while the pixelated graphics are fitting, they can feel a little flat at times. The game also has controller support, but you can't remap the controls, which is a little annoying when playing with the default keyboard layout. You can probably tell by looking at it already if this is your thing, and if it is, then it's definitely worth picking up at the sale price. If you enjoy the retro style and quirky humour and can forgive it being a little rough around the edges gameplay wise, it should definitely provide a couple of hours of fun. 8. Rainbow Hero. Rainbow Hero is a puzzle game where an evil wizard has sucked all the colour from the world and it's up to you to get it back. On your quest you will solve increasingly difficult levels of puzzles involving moving platforms, Sokoban style box moving, teleporting tiles and more. Often you will have to work the puzzle out and then put your solution into action as opposed to figuring it out as you go. However, you can rewind time, which is really nice if you mess up later in a complex level, as it means you can just rewind to where you messed up instead of starting the level again from scratch. It's a really nice way of encouraging you to try out different approaches without the game getting too repetitive. There are also a lot of branching paths between levels, so if you find a certain type of puzzle that's more your style, you can sometimes choose to follow a path that will lead to more of those. It's a fun, simple mix of classic 2D puzzle game elements that reminds me a lot of the kind of shareware puzzle games you might get free with a PC magazine in the 90s. 7. Fork Parker's Holiday Profit Hike. So I'm not going to spend too long talking about this one because I was really bad at it, but I still had a lot of fun playing it, so I figured that was a good sign. Fork Parker's Holiday Profit Hike is a free game from publisher Devolver Digital, where you play as a grumpy businessman seeking to squeeze as much money out of the holiday season as possible. The gameplay consists of scaling these tall vertical levels and collecting cash along the way. It's a strange one and pretty tough, but it's free and seasonally fitting, so check it out. 6. Out There Somewhere. Out There Somewhere is a puzzle platformer where you play a space cop who crash lands on an alien planet in pursuit of a dangerous criminal. You are armed only with a teleport gun that jumps the player to wherever it is shot, whether that be over gaps or through enemies and other obstacles. The levels range from devious logic puzzles that will really make you think about where you need to point your teleport gun, to others where the path is simpler but requires Twitch reactions to get through. The game is also available in a special developer alliance bundle with 3 other games for just $1.49, one of which is Camera Obscura, which I talked about in my last Steam sale top 10. So if you don't have either of those, the bundle is definitely worth checking out. 5. The Silent Age. The Silent Age is a simple point-and-click adventure game about time travel. You play as a janitor named Joe in the late 1960s who discovers an injured time traveler who has travelled back to Joe's time to prevent a chain of events that has left mankind on the brink of extinction in the future. As Joey must travel between the future and present, or past, I've never been good with this sort of thing, to find the time traveler and help him prevent the catastrophic future. What unfolds is a really enjoyable Cold War science fiction story set against some fun, classic inventory-based point-and-click puzzles. The game has a very minimalist style when it comes to music and visuals, which makes for a very streamlined point-and-click experience, and allows you to spend more time thinking of solutions to puzzles rather than sorting through clutter trying to figure out what to do next, which I appreciated a lot. Thanks to YouTuber TheGamer2060 for suggesting this one last time it was on sale in the Steam Autumn sale. 4. Ladra. I know a lot of people are turned off from a game as soon as they see stock RPG Maker assets, and I am too a lot of the time, but stick with me for a minute because Ladra really does something different. Despite looking like a standard 2D JRPG, Ladra is actually a 2D stealth game. You play as a thief and must keep to the shadows to fleece the location of its valuables while avoiding the patrolling guards. My problem with RPG Maker games is that they usually sacrifice gameplay because the developer is much more interested in telling a story, but Ladra really avoids that. It is a very creative and unique gameplay style. There's definitely a story here as well about an impending war on a legendary masked thief who disappeared years earlier, but if you're not interested, you are always given the opportunity to skip cutscenes and conversations with side characters and just focus on the game. I'm a big stealth game fan, and I love playing games that go back to basics from time to time, just taking the core gameplay and really focusing on that. If that sounds appealing to you, definitely give Ladra a shot. 3. Awe. Awe is a planet-building puzzle game. In each level you are presented with a desolate planet. The planet is divided into tiles and you must click them in the right combination to unlock new tiles representing things like trees, mountains, etc. Clicking on tiles in special orders given at the top of the screen also provides you with awe, a sort of currency that is required for placing these tiles. There's virtually no text in the game, and the process of figuring out what to do really feels like as much of the game as the whole tile placing aspect. It's a very strange feeling. For that reason I don't want to go too much into the specifics of the gameplay, all I will say is that I really enjoyed this one and have never played anything else quite like it. The ambient music, lack of text and colourful visuals makes for a really relaxing experience, so if you're looking to unwind this holiday season I definitely recommend Awe. It also comes with a set of bonus Christmas themed levels to really get you in a relaxed seasonal mood. 2. Ubermosh. Ubermosh is its super fast-paced arcade-style arena shooter game. You are dropped into a randomly generated level to defend yourself against hordes of enemies and see if you can beat your previous high score in the 90-second time limit. There is a small variety of different guns you can pick up from downed enemies, but you're going to be relying a lot on your laser sword to not only defeat enemies but also deflect their shots back at them. It looks chaotic, but it's a simple idea that has been very finely tuned and is surprisingly responsive to how you want to play. It also has a great synthy, cyberpunk sort of metal soundtrack. 1. Savant Ascent. Savant Ascent is a shooter of sorts where you must destroy waves of enemies as you ascend a tower. Your position is fixed to 2 points which you can jump between while enemies come at you from all angles. As you destroy enemies you can collect CD pieces which unlock not only new music but new attacks as well. The new attacks actually do a great job of encouraging you to mix up your approach just as you think you've gotten things figured out, and I was very pleasantly surprised with the variety they introduced to the gameplay. The soundtrack is also excellent, it really blends with the gameplay. A lot of the time the game's sound effects actually feel like they're part of the song. I really found myself getting into that zen space where you're completely entranced by a game and just running on reflexes. The developer of Savant Ascent, D-Pad Studio, are perhaps better known as the developers behind recent indie hit Owlboy. So if you enjoyed that game and are interested in checking out the developer's back catalogue, Savant Ascent is on sale for just 49 cents and is well worth checking out. So there are 10 super cheap games to give you something to play over the holiday season. And to celebrate, I'm giving away your choice of any game that costs 1 or less to the first 15 commenters below that have a suggestion for another game that's currently on sale, your thoughts on any of the games from this list, a holiday gaming memory to share, or just wishing your fellow viewers and commenters Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or whatever you like. This giveaway is ongoing for the duration of the sale, so make sure to leave a comment before the sale ends and check other comments for more suggestions. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like some more suggestions, check out the rest of my channel. I'm pretty sure all the games in my Halloween sale and Autumn sale top 10s are on sale again, along with most of the games I've reviewed, though they might be a little more than $1. So check out my other videos for lots more suggestions. Thanks again for watching, and Merry Christmas.